Alright, Red Faction, guess what? Dev Insight, Weapon, Artifacts, and Focusing Preview. This is a chunky one, it looks like, so I got something to drink. You're here with the Purple Faction, because after this, we're gonna go and play some Gambit, and then we're gonna do a little bit of Blood Hunt, because Blood Hunt is double XP active now for characters, so I'm thinking of I have Thor basically to like max level. Now it's time for us to get. I'm thinking the shark. Um, and I was trying the you know, his primary fire, thinking, okay, well, could be good if he's a good solid attacker, but I'm thinking the hide and seek is probably where I'm going to have to go. But with that being said, that will be for later. Okay, Dev Insights, Weapons, Artifacts, and Focusing Preview, Destiny 2 team. Before we dig in, we wanted to take a moment to thank you, the community. Seeing your reactions has been really moving to us. Frankly, we wouldn't be here without you. The way you continue to show up for this means more than we can fully put into words. Every memory, every moment you share with us over the years has fueled our future. Every ounce of our June update is for you, and we hope you feel it as you continue to read through our insight articles and upcoming twids, let alone when you're playing the update with us June 9th. I better see some of those devs that like Gambit in Gambit with me. I'm sorry. Even though the Gambit, you know, ops thing wasn't like the biggest in the world, and it obviously wasn't my expectations, and it had me a little bit disappointed. I hope that everything that all the weapons that we're getting in Gambit and the armor sets, I hope it's as great as what I hope it is. Um, I really do. Gambit has been, for me, it's been my little spot where I feel the most comfortable in the entire Destiny community. You know, some people it's PvP, some people it's PvE, some people it's helping people. Me, it's just sitting down, playing Gambit, having fun, killing, waves of enemies, banking moats, sending blockers, defeating blockers, being the anti-invader that I absolutely love being, and also killing the primeval. Like it's Gambit for me has been my it's been my little corner where it's like, even though it doesn't get love as much as it should have, in my opinion, it's still my corner. It's still where I love to be. It's just a little spot for me. Yes, it's sappy and sentimental, but that's how we are feeling while reading all your stories over the last week. We hope to continue building worlds that inspire friendship over the years to come, and truly couldn't do it without you and your voices. Again, thank you for being here and sticking with us. All right, let's get to the goods. Dev Insight number 2 starts now. Greetings, Guardians. We are here today to share many balance changes and updates that the Destiny 2 dev team has been working on for the Monument of Triumph update coming on June 9th. It's a long article here, so here's a list of main topics you'll find in it. The new weapon tier upgrading system, tier upgrading for crafted weapons, buffs to many exotics including Anarchy, Lament, and Vex, including new catalysts and improvements for previous ones. The balance update to most legendary weapons types include an overall buff to primary weapon damage in PvE, targeted buffs for most special weapons in PvE, many legendary perk fixes and buffs, a preview of a very customizable Artifact 2.0, including new ways to counter champions, and saving your choices in loadouts. Updates to vendors, weapon focusing, and gear attunement. Introducing the first thing, weapon tier upgrading. Hi there, Guardians. This is the Sandbox team here to talk about weapon tier upgrading, a new system released with Monument of Triumph that will allow players to upgrade the weapon's gear tier for a cost to access additional enhanced perks and even gear tier 5 weapon cosmetics. We want players to still feel as though the lower drop tiers can have value if you can spike into the exact role you want. With a want for higher gear tier to have an easier time getting that perfect role due to multi-perk, all weapons integrated into the gear tiering will be eligible to undergo gear tier upgrade, including those that have already dropped and are resting within your vault. In the weapon inspection screen, there will be a new weapon mod socket where you can apply a mod for a cost that will upgrade your weapon to the next actable tier. While this new upgrade system path allows players to unlock all enhanced perk benefits of Gear Tier 5, as well as access the unique Tier 5 cosmetics, it can't add perks to the columns of your weapon. Meaning, if you haven't quite found your god roll or you prefer a weapon with additional options in its column, you may want to still chase multiple perk drops. To add a bit more value to Gear 3 weapons in lieu of it being mainly about unlocking multi-perk today, we shifted to the unlock the enhanced mods to this gear for all weapons. Below is an example as you see a tier 1 gear that, upon application by the player for a cost, will upgrade their left and right traits to enhanced traits. So upgrade to tier 2. This is what it's going to look like. The final upgrade from tier to 4 to 5 will therefore be unlocked by all enhanced perks, enhanced mods, enhanced barrels and mags, the masterwork stat boost when fully masterworked, and the combat flare ornament. So this is a 4, okay, and now it's a 5. This is a 1 to 2. It will upgrade. Okay, interesting. Exotic weapon catalysts. Exotic weapon catalysts with the Monument of Triumph bring the final release of Destiny. We didn't want to leave any exotic behind when it came to catalysts. We also handpicked existing legendary perks that thematically tie into each exotic strength or story or strength. We want to have most of a nice surprise for you when the update hits, but here's a sneak preview for a handful of these. Chaperone will be getting triple tap. Parasite will get Envious Assassin, and Terrible will get Envious Arsenal for Parasite, Ambitious Assassin for Terrible. Additionally, we'll also be adding perks to all the old catalysts that only gave stat boosts to help them bring them up to the same tier as the more recent weapons. Here are 2 examples. Crimson will be getting To the Pain, and Merciless will be getting Heal Clip. In total, we have 25 catalyst weapons that did not already have one, 9 perks added to existing catalysts that only had weapon stats as a bonus. So nothing for Bad Juju? I hope there's something for Bad Juju. It's my thing. It's my boy. I have like 2,500 kills on it in the Crucible. So Chaperone, rapidly landing precision hits will return 1 round to the magazine. It's going to be annoying in PvP. Dealing damage with both other weapons before readying this one will reveal. This is great. Parasite is going to get even more of a buff. And overflows magazine based on the number of rapid kills before reloading. We hope these breathe some life into some new options for your arsenal. Yeah. Bad Juju, oh, please, you can like slide into. You can like just send me something for Bad Juju. Okay, good, Punchy. Enhancing weapon crafting with the Monument of Triumphs update, adding new armor set bonuses to earn in our raid and destination content. We wanted those weapons to feel relevant again and not necessarily ask players to regrind them under gear tiering. We know players have already put forth a lot of effort to unlock patterns throughout the game, so we wanted to treat them with some updates, while giving players some additional reason to finish up the patterns if they haven't. Oh? As we investigated options, we concluded that we could update all crafted weapons to the power of gear tiering, but through a significantly different method involving the crafting table. Upon logging in, any legendary crafted weapon that already exists will immediately be eligible for a version of gear tiering, and any newly crafted weapon can be taken on the same upgraded journey. Wait. That already exists will immediately be eligible for a version of gear tiering upgrading. And any newly crafted legendary weapon can be taken on the same upgrading journey. In the inspection screen of the crafted weapon, navigating to the weapon boost icon, you can upgrade its tier. That will allow you to also improve the weapon tier upon reaching specific weapon levels. So, okay, so I have a chattering bone. Okay. So I have it's level 25, you know, I can upgrade a tier to it and it will, huh, interesting. Oh, it will make everything better? Oh. Oh. On a crafted weapon, gear tier will act a bit differently than other weapons and it won't immediately provide the gear tier benefits. At Gear 3, players will unlock enhanced weapon mods, and at Gear 5, they'll automatically allow cosmetics, just like any other weapon in the gear tier system. However, for all other tiers, it will be combined with unlocking enhanced components at the crafting table. When you reach weapon 11, you can upgrade to Gear 2, and just like the newly fresh tiered weapon drop, you'll access enhanced perks, okay? At 25, you can upgrade to Tier 4. And level 30, you'll upgrade to Tier 5 and enhanced origin traits. Origins will behave a bit differently than most perks in the crafting table as well. The menu will showcase all available origin traits and selection of any enhanced perks that will insert will reflect entire column. The same is true vice versa. If you wish to return the blade instead, any selected base traits will still be other. Huh. So, hold on. Elections, weapons. I'm about to fucking lose my mind. They're showing this new Fate Bringer. Final blows with a weapon grant bonus super energy. When your super expires, this weapon's magazine is doubled for a long duration and reloads it from reserves. Why haven't I been going after this? Is it because I don't like... Is there a single weapon I like from that raid, like, at all? Like, I'm trying to remember, like, if there was. I can't remember all of them. I think, like, besides Vex Mythoclast, I don't think there's a weapon from that raid that I like. Like, in my opinion, that could be... I don't think they had a pulse rifle. In that... No, they didn't. No, they have a hand cannon. There's a hand cannon, a scout rifle. They did have a sniper. My only problem with the sniper was... It's a 140. And I'm not a big 140 fan. Yeah, Praedyth. It's a Kinetic Sniper, which is nice and everything, but I don't do 140s. Was there something else too? Wasn't there a shotgun? Yes. Found Verdict. Yeah, Found Verdict. And I think because okay, so that's that. There has to be one more. What was the last? Oh, Heisen Vengeance. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Because the sandbox has evolved and changed since some of the destination raid weapons entered crafting, we've also updated them to have some additional new trait options. 2 new per column. Clever Eyes will note that supercharged magazine and jolting feedback have been added to the Oversoul Ederict above. That's not the Oversoul Ederict, that's the Fatebringer. I think they forgot to include something. Other non-raid / dungeon crafted weapons won't have new perks, but they have received enhanced origin traits for the first time. We did revisit a few underperforming origin clays, including Head Rush, which now activates on the slide and provides a small boost of damage against hive opponents. Head Rush. What had Head Rush? Wasn't that I'm going to fucking lose it. I'm trying to do this right now and someone was head rush, head rush, head rush. Why am I drawing a blank? Did this end? No, that was the old one. Where's the new one of that? Now the Splash Surge. I had head rush. Um, no. Is it this? No, okay. Whatever. Um, so yeah. We still haven't forgotten about rated adept weapons, and they will gain all the same benefits. Those weapons will still gain additional traits based on the number of patterns collected from their non-adept counterparts, and are eligible to swap out the components like barrel mags and the crap. Okay. They also continue to upgrade their traits via the original enhancement feature. With the Monument of Triumph, however, these rated adepts will gain access to a tier upgrade mod like crafted weapons. Okay. These weapons will also retain a bit of an extra stat boost on top of their non-adept counterparts and their unique adept shader. Will add a bit prestige to those who have gone through the challenge of acquiring them. Sorry, I'm quite yeah. Weapon sandbox updates. The weapon system changes. The weapon system has received buffs for underperforming weapons, nerfs to outliers, and several bug fixes and quality of life improvements. In general, we have modified the ammo system so that if an enemy is floating above a pit, they will not drop an ammo brick when defeated, even if it fills the meter. You will continue to earn ammo meter progress, but the next kill on your enemy that is not above a pit will spawn that owed ammo brick instead. We took a baseline swing at making the double special slightly less viable for ad clear. On that note, this change will greatly offset by the damage buffs previously given to non-rocket pulse sidearm weapons, so it may require more than one kill to earn a brick, but it also requires less shots overall to kill. Reduce the amount of special meter gains when he's at 17 of the linears. Both special and heavy precision linear fusion rifles felt like they weren't getting enough ammo per brick, so we've increased the amount. Base, 3 to 5. Enhance, 4 to 6. Special precision LFRs, 3 to 5, 6 to 10 at enhanced. So an enhanced special precision linear, that is a legendary, will get 10 bricks when you fill up that meter. Buried Bloodline corrected an issue with Buried Bloodline was not correctly getting additional ammo from the enhanced ammo bricks. Choir of 1, Choir 1 is simply too free in terms of ammo in both isolation and double special builds. It's is the only special weapon that didn't follow the standard rules for the ammo bricks. So the enhanced will only get 70 ammo instead of 90. Rocket pulses, there was a bug where they were getting double ammo when used with other special ammo weapons. For example, running 2 rocket pulses at the same time was entirely viable because they got full ammo brick amounts instead of half. Okay, only in the Crucible. Some Crucible specific changes were needed to reduce the special ammo uptime that was fueled by non-primary weapon use. Reduce the gains for special ammo and heavy ammo kills, assists, and super kills by 33%, and reduce the glaive melee gains by 20. Adaptive burst LFGs were getting too much ammo from the heavy crates for how potent they were. So now you only get 3 shots instead of 5. Rapid fire machine guns felt like they weren't getting enough ammo in crates. So you can get a maximum of 62 based on the magazine size. This is only for rapid fires. Others will be capped at 20. Bitter ends ammo from crates will be reduced to fit within the scale. Okay. With Moments of Triumph, we have a wide assortment of exotic weapon adjustments for you to enjoy. have a look at what we changed here. The Jade Rabbit. The Jade Rabbit has been a long choice pick in PvP on specific builds and specific maps, but it has seen little play elsewhere. We've made some changes, rather significant adjustments to help its gameplay feel a little bit less clunky and give it some life in PvE activities. Increases magazine size. Removes Zen Moment, but added Shoot to Loot and Firefly as two traits. Fatal Fools increased the maximum stat cap to 15. In addition to chaining precision hits, precision kills now add a stack. Gaining a stack now refills the magazine and increases stability. Stacks will no longer be completely removed when you reload. Dealing direct body shot damage will still remove one stack. Skills, the damage of Firefly when it's active, and dealing splash damage will not remove a stack. Catalyst, in addition to adding stability, special reloading will now consume all stacks of Fatal Fools and grant a singular micro missile round which deals damage based on the number of stacks consumed. And it will intrinsically be unstoppable. Vex Mythoclass. As the sandbox evolved, Vex felt like it lagged behind other raid weapons in terms of PvE strength content. We wanted to give the linear fusion shots some extra help, make them feel the worth of the requirements to charge them. And we updated the intrinsic and catalyst to make them feel easier. Now that it has a more potent version of rerun rounds while firing in all. Wow. Templar Unlimited trait precision kills with linear fusion shots now trigger an ignition. After leaving the mode, the magazine will be fully reloaded. The HUD buff and the magazine display will be tweaked to show the amount of linear fusion shots remaining. This is purely a visual change. Functionality remains the same. Catalyst. Sustained damage can also activate the catalyst in addition to kills. Added a HUD buff. What was the Vex catalyst again? I don't remember. Because I got it and just kind of said, okay, here, have fun. There it is. Preview. Final blows with this weapon grant bonus damage, accuracy, and stability for a short duration. Oh. Okay. So, sustained damage now also activates the catalyst. Oh, okay. In addition to kills. So as long as you're hitting your shots in full auto mode, you're good. And then you can fire more powerful linear. When the magazine is emptied, ammo is pulled from across timelines to refill it based on the number of shots landed. So just hit your shots with it, basically, and this thing will be nuts. Despite multiple previous changes, Touch and Mouse has not lived to its D1 glory days. We added some changes. The final round bonus is now 10%. Set it up as a special reload that can make it faster to buffing reload speed. Replace rapid hit catalyst with precision instrument. Gain increased stacks of stability and reload for each stack of charge with blight. Last word. Like many of the last words, relationship. Okay. To make it more valuable on mouse and keyboard without tipping the power scales. Increased stability on mouse and keyboard, and increased aim assist when hip firing on mouse and keyboard. Mida multi-tool in PvE content. We went further. Okay. Lowered the PvE combatant kill requirement from 10 kills per modification, 15 with the micro tool, to 7 kills per modification, 10 with that. This lowers the kill requirement to 27, 40 to acquire all modifications. The catalyst improved radar resolution now remains active for a few seconds when you show the multi-tool instead of immediately deactivating. Multi-tool still needs to be in your hands for the catalyst to activate. Heirloom, which is the sword, it's dungeon exotic, has increased charge rate, increased damage per charge shots, reduced the extra heat generated by charge shots, increased damage for mini bosses and champions, improved bosses of that. Incandescent has been added to the perk, and Heirloom, that's that bow, ain't it? Right? It's the no, that's that one. Yeah, it's the bow from You know, that one. Oh no, that's hierarchy of needs. This is heirloom. Oh, duh. The new one. Oh, okay. Well, Teraba. It felt odd for Teraba not to reward you for all your defeats. So we run into that with building more ties into a solar kit to let you get the Ravenous Beast more often. Dealing damage to Scorched combatants increase Ravenous Beast progress by 33%. Can generate a full meter if all mags hit a Scorched enemy. Kills greatly improve it, so you get 10% per kill. Anarchy. Once Finality's Augur was released, Anarchy felt like it no longer had a place at the point defense trap system. We're ramping up its trap capability to be more competitive versus Finality. Increase the trap lifetime by 50% to 15 seconds. Increase wow. Replacing movie target with impromptu ammunition. It's the one I still don't have. Each other. So moving target will now have impromptu ammunition. Divinity. After all this time, we felt it was fair to bring Divinity back up at least a little bit, so that a dedicated Divinity user in your group didn't feel like they were wielding a sluggish gun and missing on some damage. Increase the damage of penance by 20%. Reduce the time to activate penance to 3 seconds, and reduce the shots to activate cage to 10. Winterbite is extremely solid workhorse, but it felt overly punishing to shoot it while in CQC. Reduce the self damage of the projectile by 66%. Okay. The class glaive should feel like an apex of power with an exotic version of legendary, so we're upping the charge rates of the special shots so you can fully engage in the glaive loop. Rev up those doom sticks. Glaive projectiles now grant double progress towards the special shots. Hierarchy of needs. Seekers now apply Scorch to hit enemies. Added a hidden tracking seekers that guides them to the target recently hit by precision damage. Increase the hipfire accuracy to list all the benefits provided by the catalyst. Now, this is an interesting one. Well, Sunshine and Graviton have been very easy to use while also having high impact gameplay for a long time. They tend to crowd out many similar options in the sandbox, so we made a few changes to both of them to make them less able to wipe out entire encounters with one kill, while retaining their power in clump groups. Rebalance the damage of the explosion to deal more damage up close and less damage further away. Outbreak. Reduce the base damage bonus of the maximum 9 to 4. Ooh, okay. um, Arbalist with anti-champ rolling out across all of it, so it's getting a increased damage versus champions by 33%. Okay. Would not grant bolt charge if the fighting player was too far off the ground. Grenades all now works when the weapon is stowed. Increase the maximum ammo from 5 to 8. What? Lament reverted the previous nerf to his weapon by 70%. Returned most of the final combo hit damage and self healing than the previous change reduced. Okay. Truth now returns 1 ammo from reserves and buffs the next magazine when all rounds of the magazine hit. When triggered, the next magazine drastically increases fire rate, stability, track, and strength. No! Fuck no. 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 That gun could have stayed nerfed. No. No. Hell no. No. That's gonna no. It's gonna be God. It's gonna be way worse now. Thunderlord reduced the ammo refunded from the lightning strike to 7 to 5 at base. Fuck. Whirling Ovation needs to stay competitive with weapons that aren't rocket pulses. Increase the anticipation gain point. What the fuck is Whirling Ovation? Is that the... That's the new one, ain't it? No, it's not. What the fuck? What weapon is that? Whirling Ovation. Oh, it's the rocket launcher from the dungeon. The charge speed of this weapon's next shot slowly increases over time. Anticipation builds more quickly as you deal more damage with other weapons. Increase the amount. Okay. Prometheus lens. Up to 20 with Ember Ashes from 10, so now plus 10, so 30. So Prometheus lens will now scorch more. Centrifuge increase the amount of magazine refilled per trigger pull to 10 from 4. Slayer's Fang, increase the magazine size, increase the reserve. Slowly reloads itself while the buff is active. Xenophage, increase the ammo reserve. Oh, gross. Once a terror, once a terror of Gambit PvE zooms, we're giving increase the reserve ammo. Fuck you. You fucking buff Truth. So you're either gonna get hit with a Xenophage or Truth now. Great! Legendary, increased damage versus mind command. Exotic primaries have increased. Okay. Okay. Increased damage versus major commands. Exclude snipers. Okay. All rifles, high impact of 400 RPM. Have a 1.6 ADS damage fall off. The base damage is 22. This includes Vex Mythoclast Service Regime with dual speed receiver, but excludes Cerberus when in sweet business in its non-spun up state. Adaptive have got a buff, a crit damage buff, pulse rifles, reduced damage, reduced crit, legacy frames. Since they will inherit the damage from lightweights, we're reverting the nerf to their ADS damage scaler. So now they'll have more, so okay. Reverted the previous nerf for high impacts to 1.7. Scout rifles have rapid fire. Okay. Hand cannons have been nerfed a little bit, at least the aggressive ones. Bows do more. Top of these changes, many special weapon archetypes have also got buffs alongside some nerfs to one particular archetype that won't be too surprising to see. Increase the damage on rocket sidearms, fusion rifles. Okay, good increase. Snipers, PV damage scaler for aggressives there, adaptives up there. So aggressive snipers are going to be good. And aggressives are like my are 72s. And so my adaptive sniper will have a PV damage scaler increase. But I do have an aggressive sniper, so that I could use. Exotic trace rifles, increase damage versus miners to 40. Rocket pulses reduce the ammo generation stat by 15. Decrease the PVE damage. Decrease damage versus bosses. This is on top of the 10% above. Reduce the projectile. Reduce super generation. On roamers to 25 and 33 for standard supers. Finally, heavy weapons got some attention to make them more effective against bosses and champions, along with some targeted ammo tuning. Increase the base damage versus bosses and champs by 5 for heavies. Rocket launchers up. Crossbows up. Linears up. Machine guns up. But decrease the cost of the vortex frame attack to 4 ammo to match other heavy swords. Okay. Legendary perk changes. Damage increase on Focus Fury. Full court increase. Lasting impression increase. Reservoir burst. Okay. Reduce the aim assist penalty by 20 of the baseline and 25 on the enhanced. Fix an issue where the perk did not work on Bitter End. Adagio reduced the damage on hand cannons to 27 and increased the damage bonus on shotguns and bows to 30. Oh. The following perks have received some quality lights to make them easier to activate on their own or with other build crafting elements. So, collective action, collective pugilism, cooling bubbles, elemental charge, and facet of honor now share all the same tangle activated. Destroying the tangle by either shooting it or upon impact after throwing it. Previously, this effect depending on the perk. Either when shooting panel, picking it up, throwing, or a combination of this despite sharing the same terminology with restraints. In addition to the activate collective action, collective pollution also grant additional time to the durations upon throwing a tango. This is unique behavior called out in the descriptions. Artifact elemental orbs are officially considered elemental pickups for the sake of the perks and grant the same benefits as tangles. As such, we fixed an issue where artifact arc orbs would give dark transcendent energy with facet of honor. They now give light transcendent energy. Collective action Fire Sprites and Void Breaches give 8. Ionic Traces and Stage Shards give 4. Tangle Detonation gives 4. Tangle Throw gives 4. Instead of a flat 7 seconds, Elemental Pickups now provide different amounts to the perk duration depending on how easy they create. This value matches Collective Pugilism. To compensate for the lower duration gain from the Elemental Pickups, the damage bonus versus PvE combatants has been increased. Damage against players remains at 10. The enhanced benefit no longer provides more time for pickup and increases the damage in PvE. And 11, and okay. Max time will now be 16. All-Star damage timer paused on weapon stow and resumed on weapon equip. Desperado. In addition to its current activator, reloading after precision stow, Desperado can also activate when reloading after 3 rapid kills. Oh! Encore head buff now displays a timer. Okay. So Desperado can now activate after reloading after 3 rapid kills. So if you get like 3 rapid kills in a row, you can activate Desperado. Do I have Desperado on anything? I think so. I thought I did. I'll have to look at my pulse rifles. Does this one have it? No, it doesn't. But this has it. Okay. Um, um, my Martlet has it. But what about this one? This is my tier 5, and it has it. Hmm. Okay. That is very interesting. So if you get 3 rapid kills and then reload, you activate Desperado. Very interesting. Because now... Oh, okay. Okay. I'm understanding a couple things. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Cascade point. Since we removed the ready HUD buff when the weapon is stowed, we simplify the activation criteria for dealing precision damage with other weapons. Auto rifles, pulses. Okay, you need 6 crit hits. Hand cannons and scouts, you need 4 crit hits. Bows, the snipers, you need 2 crit hits for Cascade point, which I don't really like. Some were addressed to make them feel more impactful. The Dreaming City origin trait, advanced reflexes, plus 5 damage bonus when activated, increase the handling, and for the swords, increase that. Okay. Reworked it. Defeating targets build stacks of gun and run for a short duration. Sprinting for a short time consumes the stack and partially refills the magazine. On bows, this improves draw speed. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Nanotech, this is the reduce the amount of hits needed for Bosso to activate the by roughly 1. Artifact 2.0. With a moment of time, reworking the artifact and items in multiple ways to better align them with modern Destiny 2 and setting up to withstand the test of time. This means streamlining the mod selection process, removing the annoyance of like refunding dance, disabling the artifact in competitive trials modes, and finally working in loadouts. What this means is that we've trimmed the bloat on artifacts. Gone are the days of dedicated anti-champion columns and needing to refund mods to select the ones in early columns. This process has been simplified into 3 buckets that functionally perform like the columns did before, but in a way that uses the visual language of a modern game and works in a more intuitive way. Now, when you want to switch out a mod in column 4, you can just do it and substitute it for whatever fits instead of needing to clear out the later columns to be allowed to respect early ones. On top of this, we have anti-champion capabilities built directly into your guns, so you no longer have to worry about your favorite guns not getting anti-champion offerings in a season, but more on that in a moment. Encrypted data disk. Alongside all these updates come 6 new mods, defragmented and deciphered from the data disk and into your hands. Finishers grant grenade and melee energy. Ooh, don't tell me that. Final blows on jolted combatants blind nearby combatants. Don't fucking tell me that. Arc power melee hits jolt combatants and deal further damage for a short duration. Don't. You. Machine gun rapid final blows heal you. Precision equity precision final blows build across towards a large overpower that will grant bonus weapon damage and pickup. Higher rank defeats grant more progress. Arc flux magnetic infusion greens deal more damage when they are attached to combatants. On final blows, they release several micro missiles that seek nearby. Fucking what? But wait, there's more. For eagle-eyed readers, you might have noticed that we keep referring to the artifacts as plural, and it's for good reason. Artifacts for the past 6 years have been severed and shifted around the meta over season, encouraging you to try new things with some borrowed power. This model doesn't really work without season, so we're breaking the bank and not offering just 1 artifact, but a whopping 7 artifacts from seasons past. These selections have made a cover of many fan-favorite weapons, elements, and perks possible. We believe will give you a treasure trove of build crafting opportunities for years to come. They won't be coming back perfectly identical, though. In the past 6 years, the artifacts have shifted quite a bit. From the late days of glimmer mods and anti-champion abilities, taking a large swath of the slots to the 7-row structure, and finally to boosts. We took a long look at each artifact and not only balanced to make sure they were perpetually looking at you flashover, but we also wanted to integrate the best versions of all the artifacts to be available in a single build crafting ecosystem. So wait, fucking wait, just hold the fuck on. What? Seasonal artifacts. We're getting the Tablet of Ruin, the Apothecary Satchel, the Hunter's Journal, Implement of Curiosity, Queen's Foil Censure, on top of the one we have. Oh, and we're also getting where is it? I see it there. What is that one? Oh, we're getting also. So okay. So besides the one we have now, we're getting the Season of the Deep one. We're getting Queen Foil Censure, Hunter's Journal, the Apothecary one, the Tablet of Ruin, and the Implement of Curiosity. What season was this one in? The Implement of Curiosity. Not of Husbandry, what the fuck? Oh, this was the Edge of Fate one. Oh, this was... Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Anti-Champion 2.0. With the removal of the first columns of each artifact, first two. We need a new home for our champion mods. Given the nature of the final release, we decided to roll all these effects and introduce perks to every weapon in the game. Yes, every weapon, even exotics. Wow. Okay. No matter what you are using, simply firing a weapon will simply apply the effect immediately, assuming you land your shots. So if a weapon isn't aggressive, it has become unstoppable. High impact, unstoppable. Precision, barrier, adaptive, barrier. Lightweight is an overload. Rapid fire is an overload. So so basically, what that means now, and I'm looking at it from my build setup. So I'll have an overload. Martley will be an overload weapon, and my sniper will be an unstoppable. This covers most of the weapons in the game, but here are some more niche intrinsic ones. So a support AR will be overload, and adaptive burst LFR will be a barrier. Air denial breach grenade launchers will be overload. A double fires will be unstoppable. Micro missile ones will be unstoppable. Wave frames will be unstoppable. Compressed waves will be unstoppable. That's a drum geo. Heavy burst hand cannons are unstoppable. Spread shot hand cannons are overload. So wait, heavy burst hand cannon. Does that mean Warden's Law? Wait, how many? So spread shot, aggressive, spread shot, adaptive, into dynamic heat. A gape, a gop will be that. Wait, that means yesterday's question will be an unstoppable. And that could be good for my arc build. Aggressive burst SMGs are unstoppable. Aggressive burst pulse rifles are unstoppable. So wait, aggressive. So blast. So okay. So an aggressive burst pulse rifle will be unstoppable. That means blast furnace is unstoppable. Legacy frame pulse rifles are all barrier now. Rocket pulses are unstoppable. Rocket assisted sidearms are unstoppable. Disruption sniper rifle barrier. Disruption sniper rifle. What's a what? Hold on. Hold on. What? Disruption sniper rifle. What do you mean disruption sniper rifle? I'm confused by what that means. Oh, so okay. So single one disintegrates enemies. So the refurbished A499 is a barrier now. So that means okay. So wait. Okay, so I have an aggressive frame sniper rifle that's unstoppable. Um, I have a lightweight martlet that is overload, and now the refurbished blah 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 is a barrier intrinsically. Okay, caster form swords are barrier, vortexes are overload, and wave frames are unstoppable. Dynamic heat weapons, this varies because there's a bunch of them, are overload, and balanced heat ones are overload. Okay. Each exotic weapon got the effect that most reflected how the exotic behaved. Here are a few interesting examples to let you know. Wasn't burden already a barrier anyways? Oh, so okay, it wasn't. Okay, that must have just been with that. So Borrowed Eye will be an overload. Burden's going to be a barrier. Trinity Ghoul will be an overload. Xenophage will be an unstoppable. Parasite will be a barrier. Jotun will be unstoppable. Kind of already felt like that in the case. So Xenophage will say, okay, we'll have the unstoppable one. Card Effect, which is an adapted, will have a barrier. The Iron Banner one will Rapid Fire Frame will be an overload. That's all for on Artifacts. Sandbox is going to be okay. Vendor updates. Okay. With the release of many of your favorite vendors across the Tower Game update, reputation ranks tracks are returning to many vendors. Shax, Ball, Saint 14, Zer, Banshee, and even your old pal Drifter. We've expanded their focusing options significantly, as well as other event-specific updates that we'll touch on below. Focus Tier Gear. Focusing for Tier Gear will now be available across all of them. And this includes newly added gear as well as gear from across the last sub-release, example, Edge of Fate, Ash and Iron, Renegades. Weapon focusing will be at Tier 3 and 4 depending on the player's power level. With the addition of upgradable weapons that you can take any rolls that you get from focusing and upgrading to Tier 5, while activities will remain best and most consistent source of natural Tier 5s, however, because armor is not upgrading, focusable armor will go up to Tier 5. Here's how gear focusing works on vendors. General. Weapons will be focusable from Tier 3 to 4. Tier 4, 400 plus power, okay, and you can upgrade them to Tier 5 if you want. Armors will be focusable based on power level. If you are 520 plus, you can get gear 5 armor. 801 updated the shader inventory, so you get all these shaders. Increased the number of available shaders per week to 6. 801's legacy armor will no longer be on rotation. Expanded the selection to all armors for transmog purposes. Update no longer resets seasonally. Instead, players can earn one additional Threader bounty per class per week. New bounties will be available each week at weekly reset. Maximum number of available Threader class per class is 10. Drifter Gambit Reputation is back. Updated Gambit focusing gear additions. Tiered focusing to utilize Gambit engrams. Now includes focusing for all tiered Gambit gear, including new Gambit weapons and armor. So we're getting new weapons in Gambit, or are they just talking about the returning ones? What does that mean? What do you mean by that? Banshee, okay, that's been restored. Dismantling weapons, armor, get Banshee, okay. Updated gunsmith focusing. Now includes shared pool weapons from previous releases, including tier gear from Edge of Fate, Ash and Iron, and Renegades. Hawthorne, update clan engrams to give tiered gear. Saint 14. Okay, yep. So if there's a weapon you didn't get in Edge of Fate, Ash and Iron, or Renegades, you will be able to get that now with using that. Silent, only available during Iron Banner. Again, same thing. Iron Banner will maintain the event card and will not see its reputation rank reward be restored. Well, that sucks for y'all. Crucible has the same thing. Competitive Crucible gear will require Crucible ciphers, which will be attained via competitive Crucible. Oh! Zer, new catalyst added to his inventory. He'll have tiered armor. Zavala. Nightfall ciphers are apparently coming back. They'll be called Vanguard ciphers. Oh, okay. Includes focusing for all tier solo, fireteam, arena, and pinnacle gear additions, including tier gear from Edge of Fate, Ash and Iron, and Renegades. Tiered focusing will include Vanguard engrams, pinnacle ops, and arena ops. Will require Vanguard ciphers, but can be obtained via pinnacle ops and arena ops activity. Nightfall ciphers that players may have in their inventory will often be adapted to Vanguard ciphers. Rewards from Call to Arms are available for pickup from Zal for those who have earned but not yet received them. Update the rotation of the weekly Vanguard, okay. Destination vendors update gear to be distributed at tier 3. Attunement now lives in your inventory, accessible anywhere, anytime. No longer will you have to go to a specific vendor to do what you want to earn from the activities you are playing. With the huge amount of new and updated weapons with this release, we want to make sure that it was seamless for you and your fire teams to have a great agency when farming those god rolls than ever before. Hanging out in orbit or waiting for friends during a break between SRL races, take some time and attune your favorite weapons across activity types. Attunement exists for the following activities: distortions, world drops, solo ops, fire team ops, arena ops, pinnacle ops, crucible ops, trials, Iron Banner, Gambit, Onslaught, and SRL. No longer use 221 earned from the activities you are playing with huge move. So, At any time, players can attune one weapon for each activity type. For example, players may attune Cry Mutiny and Solo Ops, Nightshade and Fire Team Ops, Bare Devils and Crucible Ops at the same time. Attuning to a weapon means that you have significantly higher drop chances for that weapon from activity rewards and will be available for all weapons in the active loot pools for each of the included activity types. Attunement is available for all players with no cost to attune or unattune. With no limits on changing the weapons that you can attune to, we hope this system it will be perfect. So let's look at this. That looks new, I think. Hold on. What is that? See what I'm looking at? What is that? It looks like an SMG, but it has something different. What is that? Is that an SMG or is that something else? I'm not seeing anything because okay, out of bounds is already there, so I don't think it's an SMG. Is it a like grenade launcher? No, it's not that. This is not from. What is that? Is that a new one? Do they like low key show off like a new thing? Because so you can get better devils. Okay. That either that's a grenade launcher or that's something new. Doesn't look like a sniper. It looks like a submachine gun. Like it really looks like a submachine gun. But I don't know what one. So new crucible weapon, and they said new gambit weapons and armor. Interesting. What's this? This is interesting because this is the Vanguard cipher. So did they change how Spoils of Conquest look? Hold on, I'm gonna do something quick. Okay. That's our dev insight about weapons, the artifact, and how vendors, attunement, and focusing will work in Monument of Triumph update on June 9th. We'll show later today in our TWID coming in just 2 hours. Stay tuned for what's changing in the Crucible, new awards you can get in Pantheon, and many more. Yeah, all these things. Blah, 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 blah. Yep, we already read on most of that. At 11.5. How many people? Reading is hard. feedback card pushing today. Oh god, this is why I love this community. Okay, well, that's the Dev Insight article about weapons. We'll do the TWID later. I want to look at a couple of things off screen with Twitch chat. So, Twitch chat, we'll be right back. Red Faction, hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry it's so long. That was a lot. Whew. Anyways, I will see you in the next one. The TWID will be coming out shortly. Hopefully. We'll see. Be back.